So let's talk about the case of two dice. So far we discussed case with the single die, that what is the probability of getting even number, at most 2, odd number, something like that. Now here we are going to discuss the case with two dice. This is important case, many times it's being asked in exam. So let's start with that one. So we have two dice. Okay, let's read the question though one time. Two dice are rolled simultaneously. Simultaneously means together. Okay, I'm throwing one die with one hand, another with the another one. Find the probability that the sum of numbers appearing is 10. Okay, let's understand the question. Some of you already know, I know that, no worries, let me help you one more time. Let's say you throw one die and you get 6 number on the first die, and you throw the another one and you get the number 1. So if you add those two numbers, 6 and 1, you are going to get what? 7. In the same manner, we are going to find the probability that we should be getting somewhat 10. We should be getting sum as 10. This is what our case is about. So very interesting here that when we talk about the one die, we get the outcome as 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But what about when we throw two dice together? Are we going to get 12? 6 plus 6, 12? No, that's incorrect. So the number of outcomes can be written using this formula, 6 raised to n, where n is a number of die. N is equal to number of dice, right? Previously we had only one die, so 6 raised to 1, 6 outcome. Now in this case we have two dice, so outcomes will be 6 raised to 2, that is 36. So in this case we are going to get 36 outcomes. Very interesting and important case. Now I'm going to list all the 36 outcomes. You are also supposed to list. Better if you list all of them, then you select what you are interested in or favorable outcomes. Or you can only write, if you are so smart enough to write directly, go ahead with that. That's also interesting thing. Okay, let's start with the writing the outcomes. So when we talk about writing the outcomes, we are going to talk about two dice. First side I will be writing the outcome of first die, and second I will be writing the second one. So 1, then let's say 1, then 1, then 1, then okay, I need to take 6 times, so 6 here. Done. Then close it here. Done. Now let's move for the second one. Now let's say 2, then 2, then 2, and 2, and finally 2. Let's close the bracket. Simple. Now let's get the 3 here. So 3 comma, then 3 again, 3 again, 3 again here, and 3 as well. Okay, then 4, 5, 6, you can continue, then 4, then 4, 4, 4, and finally 4. Let's move on to the fifth. So fifth, 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 and fifth. Finally what's left is only number 6. So it's okay, we can repeat the pen. Let's go with the orange then. What we started with, 6, then 6, then 6th, and 6, and 6. Done. Okay, these are the only outcomes for the die 1. I need to write for the second one. So here if I write 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 over here, I will be writing 1 over this side for the second dice. Remember, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, and here as well. Now for this second dice 2, I will be writing all the 2's horizontally. 2, 2, 2, 2, and finally here. Now let's move for the 3. I used the blue one. So 3 and 3, 3 for all of them. Finally 4. So 4 here, 4, 4, 4 and 4. Then fifth, so 5 here, here, 5 one more time, and the last time. Let's go for the 6. 6 here, 6, 6 here, and the last. Done. Okay, so that's looking very colorful and confusing as well some point. Let me explain you. Okay, if this here 6 and 1, on the first die number is 6, second die number is 1. Same here, first die is 6, second die 2. Now what we are interested in, very important, sum on dice should be 10. It means that if I add these two numbers, I should be getting answer as 10. Remember, that's what we are interested in. Okay, so we need to think in what ways do we get 10. And remember, condition over here is we can only take 6 numbers, not more than that. So let's say 1 and 9 is also 10. But can we take that 1 and 9? No, we cannot take it because 9 is not possible on the dice. Okay, so we need to think in the boundary of 1 to 6 only. So 1 we cannot take, 2 and 8, 8 we cannot take, 3 and 7 not possible, 4 and 6, yes, it's possible. 4 and 6, let's see, 4 and 6 over here, 4 and 6, yes, that's important. Let's write over here that first outcome what we are interested in is 4 and 6. Second, if 4 and 6 is there, can we take 6 and 4 as well? Yes, if you interchange, the answer is going to remain same, commutative property. Okay, then 4, then come to 5, 5 and 5. Okay, so 5 and 5 here, see, 5 and 5, yes, 5 plus 5 will be 10. Are we getting more favorable outcomes? I think no, it's not possible, right? So that's it. How many favorable outcomes? These are the favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes is equal to 3. And what is the total number of outcomes? Total number of outcomes are 36. So probability of getting sum of 10 is equal to favorable outcomes 3, total number of outcomes 36. Let's do cancellation, 1s are and 12s are. So answer is 1 by 12. That's my final answer. Probability of getting sum of 10 on 2 dice, simultaneous throw of dice, that is 1 by 12. Let's repeat one time. So outcomes are decided based on this formula, 6 raised to n. If you have n, as n is the number of dice, if you have 1 die, 6 outcome, 2 die, then there will be 36. So these are the 36 total outcomes we can get if we throw 2 dice. Now we need to identify, or we are only interested into the cases where we get sum as 10. Means if you add 2 numbers, you should be getting what? 10, which is 4 and 6, 6 and 4, and 5 and 5. Favorable outcome, total outcome, and get your probability. Let's move on to the next question. Let's do one more question. 2 dice are thrown together. What is the probability of getting a double hit? Okay, so this is interesting word, double hit, right? You don't get an idea if you don't know the meaning of this word. It means that to get the double means to get the same number over here. Okay, this is the case of the 2 dice. I kept this outcomes as it is for the understanding. Now we are interested in the outcomes when we get the same number on both of the dice. How many times do we get the same number on the dice, both of them? That's what we are interested in. See over here, 1 and 1, same number? Yes, this is the interesting number for us, interesting pair for us. 1 and 2, no, we don't want that outcome. We want same over here. So see, if you want to get the quick answer, that's a diagonal over here, right? 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, 6, right? So how many outcomes? Basically, there are 6 outcomes. Let me note down over here, 1, 1, 2, 2, then 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and finally 6, 6. If you can find more than this, good, tell me. It's not possible, basically, just pulling your leg. So how many favorable outcomes? Favorable outcomes are 6. and total number of outcomes. Remember, it is 36. We are still talking about 2 dice. So the probability of double it is equal to favorable outcomes 6, total number of outcomes 36, 6 ones are 6 6 are, so answer is 1 by 6. Very simple, right? Once you get the meaning of this word double it is easy for you to identify after you note down these outcomes, right? One more time I'm repeating the hint, that is 1 1 all diagonally, 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. Double it, we want the same number on the both of the dice. Let's move on to the next question. Let's start with one more question. So far we dealt with the sum and double it case. Now we are going to discuss the case of product, that if you multiply two numbers on that, you get some answer. Okay, so we want to get this specific answer. Let me just explain how we are going to approach this question. 6 and 6. 6 6 are 36. Okay, 6 5 are 30, 6 4 are 24, 6 3 are 18. So we are going to multiply number like this and we want to get the specific numbers. Let's talk about that. Let's read the question. Two different dice are thrown together. Find the probability that the product multiplication of the number appeared is less than 18. Okay, so you throw two dice, you get some number, good, and you need to get the number less than 18. Remember, probability of getting number less than 80. Let me write over here, probability of number getting less than 18 question mark. This is what we are interested in. Okay, so let's start. See, this is very logical. If you write in this way, let me help you. So all the numbers are accepted. Okay, less than 18, which are less than 18. 17 is also accepted, but 19 no, 18 no again as well, because it is given less than 18, should be less than 18 से कम होने चाहिए, तभी आप उसे accept कर सकते हो. So let's talk about this from this corner, because this is the very danger area, right? See, 6 into 6, 36. Can we accept this one? No. 6 5s are 30? No. 6 4s are 24? No. 6 3s are 18? No. So these four numbers are not accepted. This four pairs, sorry. Then 6 5s are 30 here. Till here we cannot accept, right? This is accepted. 6 2s are 12, 6 1s are 6. Now what about this one? Come to this side. Can we not accept all of them? No, there is a limit for that as well. So 4 3s are 12, 4 4s are 16, 4 5s are 20. So this I cannot accept. Then 5 5s are 25. I cannot accept. 6 5s are as well. 5 4s are 20. Again I cannot accept it. Then 5 3s are 15. I can accept. So you can see over here that I can form a figure over here. 3 5s are 15. Accepted. And finally up to this. These many numbers are not accepted. We cannot count as the favorable outcomes. Rest all of them we count. So let's count it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, 6 2s are, I think that's 12 only, right? 12 13 14, we can count in both ways, that will work out. 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26. So there are 26 outcomes, right, which is number whose products are less than 18. So I can write here favorable outcome, that is how much? 26. And total number of outcomes, that is 36, right? I'm still reminding you why I am counting 26. First of all, what did I do? I did not count how many are the possible. I thought in a manner that how many are not possible. 6 3s are 18, from this not possible, from this end as well. So I've eliminated all of them. So whatever left, that's my answer, that is 26. So probability is 26 over 36. So let's do cancellation. I think we can do that. 13s are and finally 18s are. So probability is 13 over 18. Simple, right? Remember, this is the case of product. So far we dealt the case with sum. Here you need to multiply two numbers and see what numbers you want to get it, accept whichever are the favorable and ignore whichever are not favorable. Let's move on to the next question. Let's discuss one more question related to product of the numbers on the dice. Let's read the question. Two dice are thrown at the same time and the product of the numbers appearing on them is noted. Find the probability that the product is prime number. Okay, so far previously what we did question, we wanted to find product less than 18. Here we are supposed to find the product as only as a prime number. Now remember, maximum number we can have as a product on this die is 6 into 6, that is 36, and minimum we can have is 1 into 1, right? So first of all we need to sort out the prime numbers less than 36. Remember, we cannot have all the prime numbers less than 36 over here. So let's start with here. I think most prime numbers I think we are going to talk about in this questions. In this question is, I believe, 2, then 3, then 5, right? That's it. Because we know the definition itself says that prime number is not the product of any two numbers, right? It is not possible for it to present in another table. So obviously it will be present in the table of its 1 and itself. So let's say 1 into 1, remember 1 is not a prime number, don't do this mistake, right? 1 into 2, yes, we'll get prime. 1 into 3, prime as well. 1 into 4, no, composite. 1 into 5, yes, prime again. 1 into 6, composite. Now if you multiply, and even if you try to think about this, that's absolutely wrong way to do it, right? You are not going to get the prime number, you are going to get the composite number, right? So only this line is important and this one, right? So 2, 3 and 5. So to get the number 2, there are two outcomes, 2 1s are and 1 2s are. So 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1. For 3, same as well, 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 1. Then 1 comma 5 and 5 comma 1. So how many outcomes are we getting? So we can write favorable outcomes are 6 and total outcomes we already know, that is 36. So let's substitute the formula and get the answer. So probability of getting product of prime numbers, that is favorable outcomes, 6 over total outcomes 36. Let's do cancellation, 1s are and 6s are. So 1 by 6 is the answer. Simple. Prime number. Remember, we are not going to get other numbers than 2, 3 and 5. So I have only narrowed down the outcomes to 2, 3 and 5. It doesn't make sense to even talk about all these numbers in this region because we are going to get the composite number, damn sure, right? So we only talk about the first row and the first column. So this is how we get the probability. Let's move on to the next question. Let's do last question related to dice and then we'll move on to the next topic. Let's start with the question. Two different dice are thrown together. Find the probability that first getting a number greater than 3 on each die. Now see, this is also possible. They are only asking about the specific case. So far we dealt with product, then sum as well, right? Now here we need to find the number of outcomes or probability, we need to find the probability, then on both dice we get the number greater than 3. Okay, now let's talk about logic over here. First column we cannot take it because first number itself is 1. 2 we cannot take. 3, see over here carefully, greater than 3. Clearly it is mentioned greater than 3. 3 से ज़्यादा लेना है हमें. 3 we cannot take it, right? So first, second and third column is gone. Now these 3 columns are left to us. See, 1 1 1 not acceptable, 2 2 2 not acceptable, 3 3 3 not acceptable again. So what's left to us? That is 4 and 4, this outcome, then 5 and 4, okay, 6 and 4, then 4 and 5, 5 and 5, 6 and 5, then 4 and 6, 5 and 6, 6 and 6, right? Rest outcome we cannot take it. The one I have tick mark are the only outcomes we can take it. Here both numbers are greater than 3 on each dice. You can see over here 4, 6, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, only the numbers are coming over there. Good. So let's try the favorable outcomes. So favorable outcomes are, let's count it, 3, so I think it is 9, right? 9 outcomes. So 9 is the favorable outcomes, and total outcomes we already know, that is 36. So probability of number on each die is more than 3 is equal to, what is the favorable outcome? 9. What is the total number of outcome? 36. Cancelable, right? So let's do 9 ones are 9 fours are. So 1 upon 4 is the probability that number on each die is more than 3. Simple. Remember, we only need to talk about the number more than 3, that is 4, 5 and 6. तो जिस डाई में, जिस आउटकम में नंबर 4, 5, 6 आता हो वही आपका आउटकम होगा, राइट? बाकी के आपको इग्नोर करने, बिकॉज मोर देन 3 देर आर ओनली 3 नंबर्स, 4, 5 and 6. We cannot talk about the other numbers. So there are 9 outcomes. Total outcomes are 36 because we are talking about 2 dice, right? Apply the formula and get the answer. Let's talk about the second option. Let's talk about the second one. Getting total of 6 or 7 on the as the sum basically, right? Okay, 6 and 7, 6 or 7, yes, 6 or 7. So first of all, let's talk about in what cases we can get total as 6 and what cases we can get total 7, right? Let's start with that one. So 6 we can form in many ways, but remember we have the range from 1 to 6 only. Okay, 1 and 5, so 5 and 1 can be possible as well. Then 2 and 4 and 4 and 2 as well. Then anything left, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 3 as well. Okay, so let's note it down. 1 and 5 and 5 and 1, then 2 and 4, then 4 and 2. Next is 3 and 3. If you write 3 and 3, don't do it. That doesn't make any sense. It will be, outcome will be repeated. That will be the wrong answer then. Are we missing out anything? There are any other options? I think the next is 4 and 2 is done. Yes, and 5 and 1 is also done, right? Let's do for the 7. For the 7, again let's start here. That is 1 and 6. Next is 6 and 1. For 2, yes, 2 and 5 we can take it. 2 and 5 and 5 and 2. Then 3 and 4 and 4 and 3. Okay, 3 and 4 and 4 and 3. Now 5 and 2 is taken. Okay, 6 and 1 is also taken. That's it. Okay, so here we need to count the outcomes in each case. How many outcomes are here? Favorable outcomes. Let's say I think 6 here. And in this case, favorable outcomes are 5. Right, now 5 for 6 and 6 for 7. And see the very important word over here, 6 or 7, 6 bhi chalega or 7 bhi chalega, right? In that case, what you need to do, you need to add the total outcomes of each of them, right? 5 plus 6 will give you 11, right? You are supposed to add them. 5 plus 6, 11 is the favorable outcomes. Now we know what is the total number of outcome, 36. Done. So 11 by 36 will be my answer. I'm repeating one more time. We did 2 processes over here. How many are the outcomes that will give you sum or addition as the 6? 1 5, 5 and 2 4, 4 2 and 3 3, right? So 5 for 6, or it is given in the question, or 6 or 7, that is 1 6 2 5 3 4, and you reverse the number. So 6, so 6 के 5 हो गए और 7 के 6 हो गए, simple. So 6 plus 5, 11 are the favorable outcome. and total number of outcomes are going to remain 36, right? So this is how we get the answer as 11/36. So this was the topic of the dice, and this was the specific topic of the 2 dice. Now let's move on to the next topic.